So, hello friends. Today we'll discuss about an interesting topic called fiat currency. If you haven't heard about fiat currency, let me just explain you what fiat currency is. Because as the currency or the money is evolving now, so we need to understand different concepts of money or the currency. So what is fiat currency? So when you look into the world of cryptocurrency, you will come across this terminology, this term called fiat currency quite a few times. So you have to understand what is a fiat currency or fiat money. So before we understand, or in order for us to understand fiat currency or fiat money, we have to understand three different kinds of currencies. Okay, during this kind of evolution of money, so there are three kinds of monies were evolved. Okay, now before money, in terms of what we see, the paper notes or coins came into existence. If you remember, or if you understand, if you won't remember because you must not have seen it, but way back, before money came into existence in terms of paper currency and coins. So we had this barter economy. So that means, if you have bananas or potatoes in your garden, and I produce cotton, then I need potato, so I give you the cotton and you give me the potatoes. Okay, so that is how the barter economy started. And then the problem with this system was, we didn't know, or we may not have, I may not need potatoes. Okay, or I need potatoes, but that person who wants to sell those potatoes to me, that person may not want the cotton which I produce. Okay, so that's where it created the problem. And then this common, something common had to be evolved. Okay, so that means that here comes an intermediary. So what I mean by intermediary is, I want, let's say, potatoes, but I don't have to go and look for someone who is willing to sell me potatoes for cotton. So because that, both the condition has to be matched, and I have to go and look for someone. So now it came an intermediary, or said, okay, so the intermediary is the money, the evolution of money came in. Okay, so what I am doing now is, I will go to a marketplace. Okay, here comes a market. Okay, where the trading is happening. Okay, that means all the people who are coming there, who wants to sell different things what they have. Okay, so I take my cotton there. Okay, and then I also want to sell it. So whoever is interested for cotton, see, what I am doing is, I want potatoes, but I have cotton. So what I'm doing in this process, earlier condition was, okay, selling the cotton and getting the potatoes. Now, because I have to go and look for someone who wants potato, so who want cotton and who has potatoes, so the solution came in that, okay, going to a marketplace. Okay, then the marketplace is where everyone goes to sell. Okay, they want to sell products. That means I have something to sell. I am going there, and the people who want to buy, they have a requirement of buying, so they go and buy there. So in the marketplace, this becomes a buyer and sellers are all there, and whatever I am selling, if somebody interested to buy that, I get something called you know the money. Okay, so that means in exchange for money, I will get in exchange for my cotton, I will get the money. And that money, okay, what is that money? Okay, again, so that has evolved, but money is a kind of a certain something which has some value, a sign associated with it. Okay. Now, who assigns these values? Um, it's nobody, if there is no value assigned to it, okay, or it's not agreed by anyone, then it doesn't have any value. Okay, so now it evolved, right from the paper notes, or the um, the currency came into existence. The China is the place where the currency was in 11th century, I guess, when the paper currency, or notes as we see, that came into existence. Okay, so the solution now is a marketplace where I sell, people are there to buy, but they are giving me money. Okay, but I do not want that money thing. What I want is potato. Now I can take that money thing and get my potatoes. So now money is kind of a sitting in between, my cotton, what I want to sell, and potato, what I want to buy. So that becomes a kind of a common exchangeable thing, which can satisfy, which can be received or given in exchange for some value. So that means the cotton I sold, it has some value. So in exchange of that, so whatever I receive, that is called money. So in kind of a layman's term, money is kind of these two things, the intermediary. And then different kinds of money start to come in. That's called, first is commodity money. So what is commodity money? Commodity money means, whatever that money is, I am paying. That money is nothing but a commodity. Okay, so that means it is gold or silver, so different metal. Okay, so these are the commodities. Commodity, it is kind of a barter. Okay, but in a commodity monies, commodities are usually, they are a kind of precious metals, or like different kinds of metals, not exactly the barter economy where you are exchanging one thing for another thing. Okay, so that is where commodity money, that means it has got some value. Let's say, two gold coins, or five gold coins, or two silver coins. Okay, so that's a commodity. Now, moving on from there, then came a representative money. Okay, so what is representative money? And and then came the fiat money. Okay, so that means commodity money, representative money, and then come the fiat money. Okay, so there are three phases. Let me tell you. Then we are discussing about the fiat money. What does fiat mean? Then we'll discuss about the representative money as well, because fiat money is kind of an extension to representative money, but very, very different. But let's discuss about that. So fiat money, what does fiat mean? It's a Latin word which means let it be done. Okay, so this is kind of a government's so let it be done is usually in the Roman era. And the Romans, they used to issue a decree. Okay, that's kind of a legal order, uh, you know for certain things they want to enforce within their community. Okay, so that says let it be done. This is a legal decree, it's a royal decree, or this is a kind of government or authorities decree. Okay, so decree means, you can say this is kind of a announcement of a law or a rule. Okay, everyone has to abide by it. Okay, so when the fiat money came, whatever we see right now, it's a dollar note, or a dollar bill, or a pound, or rupees, Indian rupees, or euros. So what are these? What we see are paper, it's a piece of paper. Okay, we call it notes, we call it bill or whatever, that is called. It's a piece of paper. So piece of paper, okay, doesn't have much value. So, but that piece of paper is getting me, whatever I want. How is that possible? So now here comes fiat money is a government issued currency. Government issued currency. So that means the money or fiat currency, as you understand, it's not issued, not given by any individual. It's by government. So that means it is a legal decree. So that's the government means it's our representation. We have represented representatives who make the government, the entire government structure. So it's kind of entire the system has given their own verdict or legal decree that it is acceptable. Okay, this paper will be considered as um, paper will be considered as money. Okay, so that means all everyone in the society is agreeing to that. Okay, and when you agree to that, that means that becomes a legal tender money, legal tender. So that means that could be used as kind of to exchange products or services. Okay, but you have to understand that intrinsic value of that piece of paper is not much, or it's nothing. So that means a fiat currency doesn't have any intrinsic value. Okay, let's go back and understand the representative money has intrinsic value. Let's understand the difference between fiat currency and representative currency. As we discussed, the fiat money is an extension. Okay, so what is a representative money? Representative money is backed by physical commodity. See, we discussed here in this earlier this slide here, commodity money. So what does that mean, commodity money? Okay, so now you see that the representative money is backed by physical commodities such as precious metal or instruments like checks and credits. So you have to understand here. So representative money is backed by commodity. It is not the commodity. So in the case of commodity, okay, in the case of commodity money, what we are exchanging is the commodity. But in the case of representative money, it is still the bank notes, it is still the coins. Okay, but that is backed by physical commodity. That means there is a backing of so much of gold or so much of silver. Okay, so this is backed by certain precious metals. Okay, now this practice was discontinued in 1971 by US President Richard Nixon. So what Mr. Nixon did is he kind of overhaul, and he just changed the entire. It's an American president, and that's how it's changed in America, and then every other country adopted the same thing as well. Okay, so what he came up with is we do not need to have a backup of gold, because before this date, because before 1971 it was called the gold standard. So that means the way government was producing or printing money, or the bank currency and notes it was printing, there was kind of a backing of gold. Okay, when I say backing of gold means we can only produce this much, this amount of fiat, this amount of legal sort of notes. Okay, so in exchange for certain amount of whatever could be. So the representative money is, as the name suggests, it is a representation. Okay, the money is there, the same banknotes, it is representing the same coins, but there is it represents, there is a backing of the commodity. Okay, physical commodities there, some metals are there. So what is a good thing about this methodology is that government cannot, or the central bank cannot cannot print as much of money as it wants. Well, guess what happened in Zimbabwe? If you do not know about Zimbabwe, just few years back, Zimbabwe's economy completely collapsed. Why did it happen? Because they started printing their own currency. Okay, and the supply of those currencies or the money became so much that it those notes of value became worthless. So they say that people used to go to shops carrying in their bags, that they are Zimbabwean dollars, and get whatever they wanted to buy from the shops in their pockets. Can you imagine? That means you're just trying to portray that, currency devaluation, when it happens and it doesn't have any value with high inflation. So, your whatever, the money you can take in bags. Okay, instead of taking, we all usually carry money in our wallet. Okay, or wallet in our pocket. But when a high inflation happens, then you can fill up your grocery list, in your pocket. So that means, that's as small as that amount you, that's not the real sense, but that is what it happens. But anyways, 1971 is, the decisive year in which we moved away from physical commodity or representative money, and we adopted the fiat money. So what is the fiat money then? So in the representative money, the guarantee was from the physical commodity. There's got some values. Okay. But fiat money, it could be both physical and legal tender. It's backed by a nation. So representative money is backed by who? It's backed by the physical commodity. But here, Richard Nixon's and after him, it was the norm was to have physical money, or even legal tender, where you have the government's backing, and that's where the dollar note, the pound note, the euro note, the rupees note or yen note, whatever different governments produce. So that is the legal tender, or that is the fiat money. Fiat money is subject to high inflation, during which time it may lose the value of its global market. Okay, so that's what happens in the fiat money. So now you understand that the what is the difference between the fiat money, the representative money, and the commodity money. Okay, so hope you understood now what is a fiat money and how we can utilize it. Okay, and fiat money is nothing but whatever the currency what you are using, government currencies you are using, for any product or services, whatever we want to have. Okay, with that I'm done. Until the next video, over and